With so much drama in the world, you see, it's kind of hard keeping up with my gaming, but somehow, some way, I keep role playing like every single day. May I spit a little something? Yeah. For the geeks and make a few memes? Yeah. As I breeze through these animes to 2 in the morning, cause I work from home. Okay, so look, no, that's why I make the big bucks here on the tube, cause I can't rap. But sincerely, I said this before, I was sick when this happened. This Drizzy, this Kendrick, this K Dot, this Drake beef, and I almost and wasn't about to talk about it for 2 reasons. Mainly, it's almost 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks since all the drama happened. But then also because, you know what, I find a lot of my gaming brothers, sisters, and otakus, and anime, and geekdoms, y'all don't listen to rap or hip hop or keep up with the culture, but shit, listen, that's what Geek is for sports topics and hip hop. Na 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 na. I couldn't think of anything else to sing, but for those of y'all who have not been keeping up, it's been, I don't know where the hell you been if you ain't been keeping up or hearing about 2 of the biggest rappers in the last 10 to 20 years were going head to head. It started back with this Metro Boom, Kendrick Lamar, Future diss track. Well, actually, it was a Future track, and you know, Metro Boom makes the beats, and Kendrick was featured on it. And basically, he said the big 3, man, it's just Big Me. He was alluding to J. Cole and Drake, where J. Cole considered him the big 3 of the big 3 rappers, you know, kind of like Hokage's, kind of like, you know, Balthazar, Mecklenor, and Jasper, just to put it on a geek realm if you wasn't already with me. So that happened sometime in March. I think it was like around my birthday, 23rd, 26th. My birthday's on the 23rd, 26th, around that time. So for a long time, damn near a month, we didn't hear nothing, not a peep, just a whole bunch of mini trolling that Drake do online. He then dropped on the 19th push-ups. Then also on the 19th, back to back, he dropped Tailor Made, which for me, I'm not a Drake hater. I don't dislike Drake. I just, you know, kind of like Kendrick said in one of his songs, I actually like the pop star Drake more than I like the I'm gonna you know, Little Weezy type Drake. He has some nice bars and stuff when he, but you know, that's like my black ass rapping about, you know, I've been around some stuff, but I'm not out here doing, I'm not Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm not a 6ix9ine guy. I'm not gonna be talking about, I'm not doing. I'm gonna talk about some gaming. I'm gonna talk about some anime, you know, I'm gonna talk about some sports or something like that. So I do like the pop Drake, but the poppin' caps Drake, you know, give me more of the Hotline Bling than I'm the throat kind of Drake, you know. So when he decided to use my favorite rapper, Tupac, in a Kendrick diss, I thought that was pretty lame. Lame! That was one of them Jay-Z songs from back in the day. I think that was on the Blueprint. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. He's lame was the takeover. And that's when Newz made Ether and basically made his soul burn slow. See how all these references, Ether is used in Final Fantasy, how all the things coincide with geekdom. He also, Drake, in the song Tailor Made, also put in Snoop Dogg's voice, and they were roasting Kendrick, which is, I mean, lame, like I said before, because, well, for one, Tupac been deceased since many of the folks who's watching this video has even been born, which was 1996. He was, you know, gunned down in 96 in Vegas. And he is Kendrick's favorite rapper as well. So I guess he thought that that was clever. And Snoop is still alive, and Snoop's with Kendrick. So I thought that was kind of cheesy, and then Tupac's estate made that man take it down. So everybody was crying and complaining about when is Kendrick gonna make something? When is Kendrick gonna make something? When is Kendrick gonna drop something? And I know and knew that Kendrick was eventually going to drop something. And not only did he drop something, he dropped not one, but two back to back in Euphoria and with 616 in LA. And y'all know, I mean, I'm a Kendrick, I ain't gonna say I'm a stan, but I am a fan. We ain't gonna got there yet. I am a fan because of the fact, one of the reasons, I'm a wordsmith. I listen a lot to not only just video games and anime, but especially in my music. What are you saying to me? What am I listening to? One of the reasons I liked Jay-Z briefly when I was in college is because I was on that phase at that time. And when I start pulling the curtains back, I'm like, you ain't talking about nada, for at least that I want to hear. I gravitated more with Newz. I gravitated more to Kanye West's first 3 or 4 albums, as well as Kendrick later on, or people who were talking about something, not just the electrifying, not just the pacifying, but you gotta electrify, you gotta stimulate my mind. Sincerely, that's what I like in movies, music, and games, which is also why I resonate so heavy with Final Fantasies and the turn-based systems, and with RPGs or like strategy-based games and things like that, because it gives me more meat and potatoes than me on COD. I mean, don't I have enough first person every day? Do I need to play that in the game too? So Drake decided to drop Family Matters after that, and this was on May 3rd. We catching up to reality, and then I give a little brief backstory, and then some of my thoughts about this whole thing. And Family Matters was taking shots. It started getting nasty now. Drake started taking shots that Kendrick was abusing his fiance, his wife, Whitney, and that wasn't his kid. One of the children, his son, wasn't his child. That was like his best friend, one of the homies, babies, not his, and that's why he liked to post and he didn't, and she doesn't follow him on that. What I thought also was lame, especially because he had a son, and by from his words and how he's portraying it, a jump off, and you see I gave the he was hidden for 2-3 years, damn near. So nobody knew until Pusha T roasted him, but Pusha T wasn't a big enough rapper to basically go head to head with Drake, because Drake is a tall, light-skinned dude that got millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars, and we know he's a certified playboy, as in, LeBron called himself the king, self-proclaimed certified playboy. So, not too many people could chink this man's armor. Then, on the same day, almost like it was staged, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams, which brought up some peculiar things about Drake's heritage, as well as a daughter that he had, and how he wasn't taking care of his son. And the whole rap was basically like a love letter, or not even a love letter, but basically like a future projection or letter to Drake's son Adonis, which, y'all out here playing with wives and kids. It's this when it starts to get dangerous. That's when them weapons come out. So more on that later. But sincerely, that's what happened. But all hell broke loose on the next day when Kendrick dropped. That night, I took a nap, woke up to May 4th, and Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. And for those of y'all who have not heard Not Like Us, how you ain't heard Not Like Us? This man went in. He's trying to Ja Rule 50 Cent, this man. And people were screaming and hollering and saying that it's not possible. But sometimes, especially in this modern day society, if you could plant a seed of anything in somebody's head, and if the internet and things start rolling with it, well, you could be out of luck. Seriously. That what happened to Cosby. What one of his publicists put out a name something Cosby did. This was like way back, what, 10, almost 15 years ago? And then people start saying all these things about Cosby, and people decided to go look it up. And that's where all these videos have been coming up with Drake and, well, him liking a certain type of woman. Let's say it this way, because, you know, I'm YouTube. We try to get monetized here. So we're not gonna go too far down the wormhole. Not too long after that, actually a day later, Drake was in the lab apparently, or was it staged? With The Heart Part 6, which he went into further detail about Kendrick and Whitney and his son not being his. But after you've been called, what's the best word for me to do it? Can I say this word here, YouTube? Lolicon? After you've been labeled that and you really don't have a very great response, and even if you didn't respond to something, that would be problems, especially with an accusation like that, especially since Kendrick didn't say anything about whether he was putting hands on his woman and that his son wasn't his, which those things just all sound fabricated. Now, I've given y'all the Rush thing, catch up, the little crash course exam, but where does all of this stem from? Where did it come from? Well, I'm out here in LA, and he used to be on 710 AM, which is ESPN 710 AM. It used to come on between 6 and I'd say 10 or something like that. Him and Marcellus Wiley, he's a black dude, went to Columbia with Max Kellerman, it's a white dude, went to Columbia. They met in college. And it used to be a sports entertainment, you know, like podcast. Well, not podcast, they were on the radio, on like LA stations in the radio. Great show. I hated it had to leave. It went and left. But Max left to go with Stephen A. Smith. I want to say it was 2015-ish, around that time. And Marcellus ended up doing his own thing, and he ended up migrating over to Fox. But I'm not going to give y'all too much sports jargon. On one of the behind-the-scenes things that Marcellus was talking about before was a party that Kendrick and Drake both attended, and they got into some kind of confrontation. And I always distinctly remember this. This was around 2014, 15, around this time. He explained and emphasized that it got heated up, but the person that you would think would be the one who would kind of stand down or back down was the person that didn't. And he was kind of gearing toward Kendrick being the aggressor and kind of putting Drake in his place when it came to that. He didn't say it, because he said he didn't want that kind of heat and that kind of trouble. And I understand, you know, it's all politics when you dealing with millions and when you're using your public image and talking about other people that's on the same level and stuff like that. That's, you know, you don't want that to come and bite you in the behind. That's why a lot of people are being muted by talking about certain entities, or they're having to pacify people. One of the reasons I had to pull back from watching ESPN a lot, because that man is not my king. And my Lakers are sorry. And it ain't D-Lo's fault. And it damn sure wasn't Darvin Ham's. But a lot of people have been saying something which I agree with. While digging through some of these things and looking up stuff, a lot of these situations are really a mask for things which are like a distraction, because the world, like I had never seen before, which I said, how y'all don't know about it if you don't know about it. If you don't know about it, you've heard about it or you've seen it, because they were not only reporting it on the local news, this beef, but they were also reporting it on TMZ and everywhere you went on social media. It was entertaining to me, but I did feel like they're pushing this a little much. And all while this is going on, there's been a few things that's been happening. Y'all know me, I don't get too far into religious things or politics, and I won't. I don't care about your denomination, and I don't care about your party. I'm just reporting what I see and know as the news, and I'm not telling you mine. But certain things I have to address. And one of the things is we stopped talking about Diddy. And we stopped talking about Lucian, the dude who's running, the boss of Drake, and the semi-boss of Kendrick, because Kendrick owns the rights to his stuff, but he still gets it produced through Lucian and his music company. Also, all the while, well, a certain political party is also trying to rewrite the Bible or take certain parts and do it the way that they want to do it. But we've been focusing on Drake and Kendrick rapping. Also, for those of y'all, I don't know if you peeped it, there've been a lot of stuff going on with Boeing. And some of the whistleblowers have mysteriously vanished. I'm not gonna go too far down, like I said, this wormhole. I got mouths to feed. That mouth is mine. So I'm like Nico Robin, I wanna live. So I'm not gonna take it too much further than that. But while it's entertaining, there is a deeper stuff that's going on behind the scenes that this could just be a smoke and mirrors to. Also, the fact that two brothers, whether Drake is half black and half Jewish or not, these are two. Drake considers himself a black man, although he acknowledges his biracial ethnicity. This is two brothers out here going toe to toe with each other, talking about who kid ain't whose and who a hoe and who ain't a hoe, which is why a lot of old heads, and I guess I'm almost in the mix of that too, ain't I? Don't really like the beef. I again found it entertaining. However, it ain't a good look, especially when you pull back the curtains and you see all the drama that's been going on. But that's all I got for y'all. I see why everybody who's been talking about this topic, it was a 15 to 20 minute topic. It's so much to unpack and unravel. Again, I found it entertaining. Let me know what y'all thought. Who do you think won? I mean, come on. It ain't just because I'm from LA. It ain't because Kendrick is from LA. Listen to what this guy was saying. Listen to the words, even if they were lies. His lies sound more authentic, and people had to go look and say, hey man, that might be right. And everybody that I've talked to, let me put it this way, who's late 20s and up, they feel Kendrick won. I know a lot of Drake stans, which I didn't know a lot of dudes was like really defending Drake like that. I didn't know it was that like that. I mean, I knew the ladies was gonna do it, but y'all not listening to what this brother's saying? Anyway, if you did like the video, do me a favor and hit that like button. I make geekly content here on the channel all the time, and when you like this video, it helps out the channel so they can send it in front of more people. And don't forget to subscribe. I make geekly content here on the channel all the time, and I'm back. Sorry if this video was a little long, but whoos, I got it out. I almost didn't make it, but we're back, and I did. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Peace.